I'm gonna go ahead and end the test right now. I want to go over the answers quickly. With Quizzy, 90% completion rate, 52% of you got questions right. We're going to go over these questions. The tough questions are number 14. The longest question was number 3. So we're going to look at data. I'm going to go over read the question and the answer, and then I need all of you to put in a couple questions for me. So let's go ahead and view the report. Okay. So we're going to look at all the questions. What color dot will appear on your license if you are an organ donor? It is pink. Before you get your driver's license, what do you need to pass? You need to pass a knowledge test. So you're taking the knowledge test right now. In our location in the country, you have a knowledge test, 80 questions. 3 months from now, you're going to come back for segment 2. You're going to take a 20 question test. Then you have to pass that. And then when you're 16, you're going to take your road test. When do you get your driver's license? Will you get a class license? 3 of you put this. This is kind of a weird question, so I'm not going to count that. If you are a new resident to California, whenever you're a resident, you have to take a test. You have to wait a certain number of days. So all of you are residents. You're born here. You have a birth certificate here. So that's one thing you have to turn into the driving school. You have to have a birth certificate. You need to be able to show that, to show how old you are and your legal resident. If an unlicensed person is caught driving your vehicle, they might impound it for, it could be 30 days or 90 days. Impound it means when they put the car into like jail, it's car jail. So you have to pay money on that. So you don't want someone who's not licensed driving your car. So you should say no. What are the questions for your knowledge test taken from? They're taken from a driver's education handbook. They're taken from a state examination driver's education book. Each state, Texas, Michigan, Ohio, Indiana, Colorado, they have specific things. So you will be studying whatever driver must know. And that's why you do have questions on that. Next, how old do you need to be to get your permit? About 15 and a half. It depends on when you take driver's ed. You got to be 14A to 14.9 to enroll. It takes about 6 months. You got to drive. You got to pass your tests. Some kids get sick. They don't pass the test. Some kids get, you get in trouble. You might not be able to complete the class. So that does happen. Every state's a little bit different. With a Class C driver's license, are you allowed to ride a motorcycle? This is false. We do have a motorcycle endorsement in our state, but you have to be a little bit older. Does California ID give you permission to drive a vehicle? No. Just like in our state. Just because you have a state ID, the state ID is not a driver's license. Is it legal to drive without a license? Of course it's illegal. That's the trick question. Is it legal? That's the trick question. So it is illegal to drive. You have to have your motor vehicle's driver's license or permit. A California driver's license gives you permission to drive on public roads. Same thing. Your license allows you to drive on public roads. You can go in the country. Most licenses across the United States specify what roads you can go on. Someone who has a Class C license may tow more than one vehicle. This is false. In our state, a tow truck driver has a commercial, C stands for commercial driver's license. None of you will get that because this class is for segment 1, driving. So, what are ways to establish residency? You can register. Here are all the above. You can fill out property tax form, tuition to a college, get a job, or register. So if you have a job, put yes into the chat. I just want to see. If you have a job, put yes into the chat for me. I'll look at the question. If you have a job, put yes in the chat. Hey, got them jobs coming in. All right, Charlie. Yeah, I see them names coming in. What do you need the real ID to do? You need it to go into federal facilities, military bases, and board an airport, board an airplane. So um, my daughter's 22. She has the real ID. My son will be 25. Several years ago, because he was in college in Ohio, he had to get the real ID. And then, of course, he traveled to Belo Horizonte, Brazil. So you guys have to get that real ID. So again, the real ID is for entering federal facilities, military bases, or board an airplane. Just got one today. That's what's up. Is it illegal for anyone with a suspended or revoked driver's privileges to drive? Yes, it is illegal. So if you have people, I'm going to share a story with you. I had one young man, my last segment too. He got a ticket. He could not register for the class. I got a message from corporate. Hey, can you verify that so-and-so, he got a ticket? If you guys get a ticket, it's going to prolong you getting your full license. Don't get a ticket. Running a light, stop sign, yield sign, at fault accident. Do not get a ticket, please. Okay, I thought that was powerful. Typed in what you learned, please. Type in what you learned. Then I'm going to answer your questions. Okay, it's 8:06. We chilling. Even though this was California, you still have to be a resident of the state. Let's pretend we're in Texas, but you're not a resident of Texas. You can't get your license. You can't vote. Let's pretend we're in Hawaii, but you're a resident of Nebraska. You can't vote in a Hawaiian election. You can't get a Hawaiian driver's license. You have to be a resident of that state in order to vote, in order to get your license. Now, if you get your license, this is a way for you to vote or get property. So a lot of people coming to the United States, no cap, no hate, they get a license, a driver's license. So that's a pathway to citizenship. Real talk. Okay? Now remember, they're talking about California. I'm going to check my license. I have the real ID. Also, I have a chauffeur's license. On my license, I have the little, I don't know if you can see, you can't. I have a little star. So I have the real ID. I have a little star. I have an enhanced license. So I can travel to Canada, the Caribbean, anywhere in the continental United States because I have an enhanced license. My son does also. At the time, he was a senior who's being recruited by the University of Buffalo. I'm telling you a story. So we went through Canada. What famous rapper and singer lives in Toronto? Type it in if you know. What famous rapper and singer lives in Toronto? If you said Drake, ding, 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 ding. Samantha, you seem bored. Am I boring you, Samantha? She's like, bro. Come on, Samantha. But I tell my son about that. He's like, Dad, I don't care. I'm like, you're no fun to ride with. So we drove through Canada up to Buffalo, New York, because the University of Buffalo was recruiting him. So the recruiter said, if you can come up to Buffalo, I'm like, bet. Because the University of Buffalo, Central Michigan, Youngstown, there was Bowling Green State University was looking at him. So he got 3 offers. I got 5. I beat him. Okay. So you might have to travel. So you got to have an enhanced license. So for order for us to go to Canada, he had to get his birth certificate, health records. I'm like, let's just go ahead and get his driver's license enhanced. So he can travel anywhere in the continental United States. He is Real ID compliant. I am too. My license type is EC. Brown eyes. I'm a male, 6'4". My license expires 12/2 of 2027. So I'm still good. right? Got my government name on there, and it's all good. So I have an enhanced chauffeur's license. Okay. So I can drive a vehicle up to, I want to say 12,000 pounds, but I can't drive a party bus, but that's a level one. I can't drive a school bus, and I can't drive a semi truck. Okay. Um, Charlie has a question. Just a quick question. I'm one of the people scheduled for tomorrow. Yes, let's talk about it. We are going on the real road. Right. Let's talk about this. You're learning how to drive. You're going to start in the parking lot. You're going to go up and down the aisles. You're going to make right turns, left turns in the school parking lot. Then once you're comfortable, you're turning your wheel. If I tell you to go left, you should be looking to the left. If I tell you to go right, you should be looking to the right. Charlie, you are like everyone else. Don't be scared to ask questions. There are no dumb questions. This is driver's education. And some of you have been out, some of you have not. I need to have my kid gloves on. I need to teach you. I need to be honest with you. I'm a driving instructor. I'm going to support you. I'm going to help you, and I'm going to help you grow. But eventually, we go from the parking lot in the school to the neighborhood across the street. You're going to be making 12 right turns, 12 left turns. You're going to be parallel parking. You're going to be backing up in a driveway. Once you're comfortable, we're on the road. So we have to grow up. In this class, I get a chance to see you grow up. Some of you never been on the road. Remember, I'm a state certified driving instructor, and every 2 years I have to get a background check, have to take a medical examination. I've already done my classes. So this year I have to recertify. So I've already done my classes. I got to print out a form. I got to get my fingerprints done, turn it into the state. I'm good for 2 more years. So yes, we are going out on the road. And the longer I keep you in the subs, that's not real life driving. You have kids. They're going under 25. Don't be scared, but you will be scared. So it's really important that you feel comfortable. The average person, after about 3 or 4 drives, you're going to feel comfortable. Everyone's a little bit different. Some people take 3 drives to feel comfortable. Some people take 4. Some people take 8. In our state, you only need 6 hours with an instructor. In Texas, they don't have driver's ed. The parents teach you. You're like, oh my God. My mom's going to teach me? She screams. Oh my God. My dad's going to teach me? He screams. In our state, you need 6 hours. In New York, you got to be 18. You're going to have a junior license. So everyone is a little bit different. Okay. The email said that I had to be unmuted because there's loud mowing. You're okay. Thank you. Don't worry about it. They mow sometime. It's all good. Don't stress. Charlie, I know what I'm doing. Trust the process. I'm going to tell you what to do, Charlie. And when you listen, teachable moment, Charlie. Teachable moment. And this is really important. All right, Charlie. This is for all of you. What makes a good driving instructor? The student's perspective. 1, patient. I'm very patient, Charlie. I'm going to tell you what to do, but I'm going to be patient. Example, Charlie. I tell you to go right, you go left. I tell you to back up, you go straight. I tell you to hit the gas, you hit the brake. Number 2, I'm nice, but I don't yell, Charlie. I'm going to be nice to you, but I'm not going to yell at you because you're going to close up, you'll get mad, you'll cry. I'm not about that life. Next, I give directions in advance, Charlie. For example, I tell you at the light, I need you to make a left. I tell you early. I give you directions with my hands. I point to the left. I point to the right. I don't make last minute decisions. This is for all of you. I don't make last minute decisions. I tell you in advance, we're going to start in the school parking lot. We're going to go into the neighborhood. That's what we're doing tomorrow. And then you're going to be on the road. So you're going to be in the parking lot. Then you're going to be in the neighborhood. Then you're going to be on the road. Next, I make conversation with you. I'm an educator. I want to know how your grades were. What does your mom do? What does your dad do? How is your family doing? I genuinely care. If I didn't care, I wouldn't be in this business. Next, I use visual demonstrations. For example, how to sit in the car. You got to adjust your seat. You drive with your right foot only. You want to pivot between the gas and brake. Thank you for that love, E. Keep it coming. I'm being silly. I show you how to get into the car. I'm very tall. I'm 6'4". I had the seat back. You might be 5'10", Charlie. You might be 5'2". People who are between 5 foot and 4'9" have a little bit of a problem reaching the gas pedal. Wear thin sole shoes. Converse are good shoes. Don't wear slides. Don't wear Crocs. Don't wear thick sole shoes. Wear thin sole shoes. Please. Trust me. I'm considerate. I can't drive it this time. I was embarrassed and I didn't want to say no. But my mom said, we can't drive it this time. Some of you will text me. Some of you will call me because you're scared to talk in front of a group. It's okay. I'll tell you stories related to concepts. When my son learned how to drive, he was in AAU. He was in between 9th and 10th grade. He got his license right at 16. He's one of those kids. He counted backwards. When he turned 16, he got his license. He was playing AAU basketball. They were ranked nationally. I would drive to Ohio, Indiana, Texas, Florida, Pennsylvania. I would drive there. He'd drive back. He almost in the snow. Chrysler 300. I'm like, boy, what are you doing? He was like turning the wheel really hard. I'm like, slow down. He almost crashed, bro. I'm like, no. But also he went to University of Pittsburgh. He went to a football camp. That's where we met the coach and the scout from the University of Pittsburgh. We were a long way away. And I was a burnt piece of bacon. But I had my iPad. I was videoing him. Okay? And then he would put it on Instagram, Snap, TikTok, YouTube. Market yourself. Also, good instructors are fun. You're going to have a lot of fun in the car. You will work. We're here to work. You're going to do classwork. We're not here to play. And if you play, I call your parent. Hey, Charlie's not ready. Hey, Dominic's not ready. Anna, she's ready. Samantha, she's ready. Okay? Emma, ready. Okay? I always talk to your parent. I always say, hi, how you doing? Whether you do good or bad. I give positive reinforcement. I always remind you to do things correctly. You're going to have both your hands on the wheel. You're going to be looking ahead. I allow you to fix your mistakes and figure it out. Me telling you what to do, you won't learn. I have to show you what to do and then step back and allow you to grow up. You're going to fall sometimes. You're going to scratch your knees. You're going to scratch your chin. I'm using metaphors, guys. In the classroom, I let you interact with other students. We got a virtual class right now. I show you how to hold the steering wheel. So those are a few things. Okay, I'm looking at your questions. Put more questions in. Thank you for being honest. Our state does have an organ donor. I think we have a red dot or a red heart. Okay, and in segment 2, you'll learn about the gift of life. Right now, you're young, you don't have to worry about it. You have to have a motorcycle endorsement to ride a motorcycle in our state. Put more questions in. I'm looking through the chat right now. A question. Okay, how long does it take to get your permit? It depends how old you are, Nathan. If you're 14.9, you get your permit about 3 months. Average. Some of you will miss a day. You're going to have to make it up next month. Some of you, all of you will get all your drives done. Okay? What type of road do you drive on first? We drive in the neighborhood. We drive in the school area. The neighborhood across from the school is very curvy, so it teaches you how to look left, look right. We're driving an OG Impala. It's a larger vehicle. When do we practice on the highway? Around your drive 4 or 5. Drive 4 or 5. Everyone's a little bit different. Some of the questions, Charlie, were a little not our state, but it still taught you. You have to have a driver's license. You can't drive if your license is suspended. You do need a license. When will I be able to drive with my parent? When you're done with your state certified instructor, when you have 6 hours of driving, 4 hours of observation, you pass your state test, all of that's processed, you will get a digital certificate. It'll be emailed to you. When you're done driving, test is turned in. This is why I try to be as organized as possible. When do we go out? I already answered that. When do we go? How far do we go? The company has a policy. Each kid gets a gallon of gas. So the car gets about 19 miles per gallon. You can drive 19 miles, but most of you will drive 10 miles, 12 miles, 7 miles. I have routes set up, roundabouts, curves. We'll go into downtown areas. We'll do parking. We do real driving. We're not just straight driving like grandma and grandpa. That's not going to help you. We're going to go on curves, roundabouts, narrow roads. I have a lot of fun routes. What is the fee if we get into an accident? Why we on negative manifestation, girl? Why we on that negative manifestation? Okay, let's talk about it. You have an accident, we're going to have to call the police. I want to make sure you're safe. And we may have to go to the hospital. Make sure we're safe. Call the company. Call the police department. They will determine who's at fault. 99% of the time, we've been safe. Rear-end collisions are very common with beginning drivers because you slam the brakes. We have 9 minutes. Let's keep going. What happens if I don't complete all 3 drives? You will not be compliant, Olivia. And if you're not compliant, you're going to be in trouble. I'll say it again. Olivia, if you don't have 3 drives scheduled by July 1st, you will not be compliant. This means they will ask me, hey, how come Olivia's not compliant? I offered her all driving times. She said no. Her mom said no. Her dad said no. Occasionally, there are weird scheduling conflicts. So you need to be ready to drive. You need to be ready to drive all times.
I was wondering because I'm going to be gone for a week and I only have 1 drive scheduled.
Guess what? You're going to see me tomorrow, right? And you're going to schedule 2 drives, right? Okay, so always speak truth. Don't be shy. You have, this class makes you grow up. It's on you. I'm not going to hold your hand, Olivia. I'll guide you. Here's your job. If you work 8 hours, you get money. If you work every day for 2 weeks, you get a big paycheck. If you learn to drive, you'll be able to take yourself to your friend's house, go see your grandma. You're going to get a job. So, Olivia, you like everyone else, you're going to grow up. Or you'll be at home in your mama's basement forever. Okay? This class makes you grow up. I'm not going to push you. That's your parents' job. But I'll talk about positivity, education, job, and family. The most important thing is family. Do we drive a state issue car or is it our own? Brandon, are you talking about the driver's ed car or explain?
Yeah, like when we do our drives, like do we use our own car or the driver's ed car?
We use the driver's ed car because it's got a brake in there and another mirror. And just in case you go out of pocket and hit a pole, I can hit that brake and turn the wheel.
Okay.
Right? It's a safety feature. Driver's education is very expensive. The insurance. I drive with my students about 220 miles a day. If each of you drive 10 miles or 15 miles, we're putting a lot of miles on the vehicle. No pun intended. We're putting a lot of miles on the vehicle. So the money for driver's education is wrapped up in the car, insurance, maintenance, brakes, tires. So in the summer, driver's education across the world is also, guys, this is the most deadliest time of year. The 100 deadliest days. You can look it up if you don't believe me. We have young drivers, beginning drivers on the road. It is the 100 most deadliest days. So young drivers are out driving. So it's a driver's ed car with the brake. It's got the decals on there, got the cheese sign on top. What happens if I'm scared to drive during my practice? If you're scared to drive during your practice, then you won't meet the requirement. And if you don't meet the requirement, you won't graduate with your class. I'm gonna speak truth. If you're that scared, and some students are, if you're that scared to drive, then the class is supposed to be over July 22nd. And if you don't have those drives done, your file will go into like a mystery file, and you have to get done by July 22nd. If you don't, I'll call the company. They're going to ask me why, what happened. Young lady couldn't finish, panic attack, or just didn't show up for driving. I will call my boss immediately. And sometimes we have students who just can't get into the car. It happens. I'm not going to force you, because if I force you, you're going to crash. You're not going to kill me. So you have to want to be here. And this is why all of you are growing up right now. Some of you are getting nervous thinking about it, but it's not that bad. Everyone's a little bit different. I'm just going through the questions. You should put more in. Again, I'm going to assign your homework. We're on summer break. Nope, you got driver's ed homework, because we scheduled. We went through a quizzy. I'm answering your questions. But guys and ladies, we have half of your drives scheduled, or we have one drive scheduled, or two drives scheduled. So it's not that bad. Okay? But you got a lot of work to do. And some of you are finishing school this week, and I understand. We practice in the school and then in the neighborhood, working on 12 right turns, 12 left turns, parallel parking, 3-point turnarounds. How do you know who has the right of way? The first car to get there is the first car to leave. If two cars come together at the same time, the car on the right, R-I-G-H-T, has the right of way. Let's look into the questions. Charlie, what is confusing? Ask your question. Speak with truth. What are you confused about? I was just looking at the chat. Are you confused? Charlie, are you good? Are you confused? Not confused? What's up? I see Keegan is crying with the crying emoji.
I don't know what
I don't know what you put in either. I just see the crying.
The comforting thing you said it was dangerous time of year.
It is. You want me to lie to you, Charlie?
No.
Charlie, I'm gonna speak truth, bro. I'm not gonna lie to you. Look it up. This is the most deadliest time of year. We have beginning drivers. We have drivers who have 1, 2, or 3 years of experience. Charlie, I'm not gonna lie to you. That's the one thing. I'm not gonna lie to you, because Charlie, I'll be lying to myself. Real talk. And if any of you are that nervous, you're panicking, shaking, sweating, maybe you shouldn't be driving this session. Because Charlie, you have to want to be here. I know you're with your peers, but guess what, Charlie? You said you were nervous and scared. They're nervous and scared, but they're not saying it, Charlie. Charlie, I respect you, my brother, and I'm going to embrace you and help you. But remember, Charlie, I can't drive for you. I can't stop the car. I have a brake, but Charlie, you're going to have to stop the car. Charlie, I can't turn the wheel. If I think you're going to hit a curb, I'll turn the wheel back. If you are not stopping at a light, I will stop the car. But Charlie, you have to start to take that personal responsibility for all of you. So Keegan is saying, oh, that's real comforting, crying emoji. Well, my emoji cries too. Samantha's laughing now. But it's true, Charlie. So you got to take that personal responsibility. And for some kids, they don't want to do that. Your parents know it. You got to learn how to drive. I don't want to. You got to learn. Okay. And when I have students like that, I'll try to support you, but you have to have that personal breakthrough. Again, I can't take the test for you. I can't be in the car. Well, I'm in the car with you as a passenger. Yeah, so my emoji's happy with hearts, because I'm going to give you my heart. Okay? It's all good. All right, here's what I need you to do, because we started on time. I'm going to show you your work. Give me 1 second. I thought your questions were good, and Charlie, you took the time to answer, and you took the time to really look at what you need to do. And all of you need to just be comfortable and relax and just take your time. I'm going to share something with you, and you're going to do this assignment tonight, so we are not falling behind. Tonight, you're going to do the signed pretest. I just shared your screen with you. You're going to look at your email. You're going to do the signed pretest. There are 25 problems. You're going to do this because I don't want to fall behind. Give me a couple minutes. You're going to do the signed pretest. There are 25 questions. You're going to do the pretest. There are 25 questions. This is 50. But I still have class. I'm still in school. I understand. And you're going to do whatever driver must know. You're going to Google whatever driver must know. And then you're going to answer these questions. There's a lot of work, but this class is not for everyone. It's for you, but you got to grow up. You got to be grown up. Driving doesn't make you a grown up. The responsibility does. So I'm going to show you where this is. Okay, I'm going to do a screen share. We're almost done. Hang in there, guys. I'm taking my time. Okay, you received an email. This is from my student from December. You received an email. It's right here. There's segment 1. You see it. There's an outline. We're on lecture 1. Okay, this is lecture 1. Find that email. Some of you are going to say, I don't see the email. Find this email. Then it has worksheet 1. You're not doing that today. And then also it has the student code of conduct. You have to find that email. Okay, all of you need to put your first, middle, last name in and date of birth into the chat, and then you're free. Again, I'm driving students tomorrow. Don't be scared and not show up. It's going to be a $35 no-show fee. Okay? Don't be scared. Again, put your first, middle, last name and date of birth, and then you out. Once you put that in, go. Bye. It was a really nice class tonight. A lot of people were nervous, and you get a chance to hear and see real life. And driving does teach you personal responsibility. And you had a chance to see that tonight, hear it tonight, and just by me sharing with you what my day is like and how I have to guide young adults. This is not for everyone, right? You got to really find it within yourself, okay? And grow up and take on every personal responsibility. Okay? And once you take on that personal responsibility, you will be successful. And it does take time. Give me 1 second. It's real out here. What's up, LaShonda? How you doing? Give me 1 second. We were talking about driver's ed tonight. A lot of my young drivers had questions. They were so nervous, bro. They were so nervous, right? But LaShonda, you won earlier when I had that young adult in the car, and it was real. We had some really good questions. I'm multitasking. Give me 1 second. But I really enjoy driver's ed. It's a lot of scheduling. My son is currently down in Texas. He made $1,000. They won the they were in the semifinals. They won. And now they're going to play for the Arena Football Championship. He's in Texas. And then the partial owner of the team, if I'm correct, was a former Patriot player. So it's about relationship. He's going to find a better agent. And you got to have someone represent you. Sorry, I'm multitasking. Give me 1 second here. I got to cut and paste this document. And then I got an email document. But I do a lot of work. Real instructors do attendance, sign paperwork. It's a lot of responsibility, and you're slowly seeing me do that. And it's all work. But son is doing well. He got $1,000. He just got paid. He was really excited. He visited his friends in Dallas, Texas. He's going back. It's a really small city on the east side of Texas, near Louisiana. So, but he's doing well, and you got to be at the right place at the right time. And that's what I would say to all of you. Let me close this down. But the session was really good tonight. So when you get into football or sports or basketball, if you can get to that pro level, you're going to start building your inner circle. And my son has done that from transferring from Youngstown State, got in the portal. Then he played football for Upper Iowa, did really good there, dominated. He had video, got back in the portal. This was during COVID. So every single athlete got an extra year of eligibility. And he was able to transfer to Prairie View A&M, which is in Prairie View, Texas, an hour south of Houston. He did really well there. Went to the HBCU Legacy Bowl. Ran for all the athletes, did drills for the NFL. Then he went to Belo Horizonte, Brazil this past season. They went to the semifinals. They lost, but that gave him exposure. His coach got him a tryout in the UFL. You hear where I'm going with this. He got cut on the last cut. Then I'll answer that question. He got cut on the last cut. He got paid, made some money, came back. His friend knew a principal at a high school, knew the assistant superintendent. Let me get this right. So God is good. I'm trying to tell you this. So he's got his master's in juvenile criminal justice, but I don't think he wants to do law enforcement. So you can't be mad at him for trying to make it to the NFL, but it's very, very, very tough. I tried it for the Lions and Chargers, a couple Canadian teams. He played one pro year in Belo Horizonte, Brazil. He came back. So that gives him credibility. People can speak on his name in a positive way. And I really want you to understand this. Hold on, I got a text here. Hold on one second. Okay, so I'm taking you through their journey of a pro athlete. Some pro athletes do their journey of a pro athlete. Some pro athletes have a more direct, like Shedeur Sanders. They have 5 quarterbacks. They're already traded one guy away. It's very tough to make it to the pro league. And UFL is one step down. There are pro guys who play 1 or 2 years, then they don't work out. They don't live up to expectations. Just like Shedeur Sanders. Normally, a 5th-round player would not be getting reps with the second team or first team. Joe Flacco will be the starting quarterback, period. Shedeur Sanders doesn't have that NFL experience yet. I'm just giving an example. So what if I crash the car during the test? You fail. And hopefully no one is hurt. But you will fail your test. There's no other way about it. So, our family wants our son to make it, but also you got to be realistic. You got to start working. We can't keep giving you money hand to hand to hand. We can't keep doing that. You have to work. But also it's about relationships. Because he went to school in Texas, Texas is a huge state. Your alumni look out for you. Okay? My alumni looked out for me. What does that mean? If they own a company, you can get an internship. You want to hire employees from your college. So my son has that, and they have a very strong alumni program. Plus, he has his master's in juvenile criminal justice. So he could come out making 50, 60, 70, 80, work a couple of years, 90, 110, 120. He wants to get big money, but you got to put in work. Just like driving. You want to drive a nice car, Hellcat, Trackhawk, Cybertruck. But if you push the gas, you could crash. Everyone wants to try to drive the nice car, but you don't know how to handle the power. I had an SRT Jeep, went over 170. But if you can't handle that power, that means nothing. Also the maintenance, Brembo brakes, Pirelli tires, synthetic oil. If you have a high performance machine like that, it takes high performance maintenance. And a lot of people don't have the money. Real talk, they don't have the money. And I was one of those people because I was buying used Pirellis. Pirellis cost about $650 per tire. Look it up, $295, $45, $20 Pirellis. They come on high performance cars. What's up, friend? How you doing? I was at your location a couple of weeks ago, drove I-94 to I-80. We went to Joliet Drag Strip. I was a guest of the NHRA, the National Highway Racers Association. They invited people out there who had over 20K in different social media platforms. I met that. I filled out a form. I want to say thank you, Cooper, who's a YouTuber, I want to say in Florida. I need to send him a thank you because if I didn't hear that from him, I would not have went. So I drove there, went on I-80. The weather was crazy. The traffic was crazy. The I-80 corridor, Michigan, Indiana, Illinois, crazy, 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 crazy traffic. Doing 85, doing 95. Police just there like, I can't do anything. I'm trying to navigate safely 70, 75 in the middle lane, and people are just passing me. Okay? And a lot of people were aggressively tailgating trucks. And if you have one misstep, you're going to rear end the truck. Seriously. We don't want to be there in that situation. So I got to the racetrack, free parking, VIP stickers, VIP pass, media pass. I was in the burnout box, right? Yeah, it's like a 12 lane. It's crazy, bro. Crazy. Okay. I had to do at least 85 to keep up with those fools. And I'm saying, if someone stops or someone loses control, we all gonna die. I saw a semi truck flipped over. I'm like, and there's one thing to drive fast, but reckless tailgating, cutting off cars, cutting off semi trucks. Are you crazy? So I got out of Joliet and my phone wasn't working, so I had to go old school. I had to use a map. And some of you watching, you don't even know what a map is. You don't even know directions. But I got through it. I got through it. I learned my lesson. I was tired coming back, so I had to pull over to the side of the road. Real talk. But that I-80 runs all the way through Iowa. Okay? Real talk. And then my son had to go through the southern part of Texas. He went down through Louisiana. He usually goes through Arkansas. No, he went down through Louisiana, then got into Texas. Okay? And he went to see his friends. Dallas was like 4 or 6 hours away. That's like, 5 hours, 6 hours. Texas is a huge state. Real talk. What states are you guys from? Type it in so I know. What states? So, I'm telling you these stories because you can manifest positivity, right? This point in my career, I'm trying to give my students the best I can. I'm trying to have good mental health. We all like making money, but if you're tired and sick and run down, you're not going to be any good to anyone. You're going to mess up on your paperwork. You're going to have an accident. You're going to fall asleep in the car. You're going to snap on a kid. Philadelphia, what's up? We went to Philly. We were on the Pittsburgh Steelers practice facility a few years ago. That's where this camp was for my son. There were over 30 schools there, about 10 D1 and the rest were D2. So I had talked to a lot of the scouts and they said, you need to change your son from a safety to a linebacker. And I said, hey, yeah, Dad. Get in that line with that group. Boom. Quick agility. You got to understand this. The odds of getting a a college scholarship are 1 in about 1 million. Okay? My son was fortunate enough. I was fortunate enough. He had good grades. He was about a 3.7, 3.8. He could have been a 3.9, 4.0. He didn't want to put in the work. You got to put in the work. Oh, I'm good. You got a B minus. Retake the class. Get a B plus. I'm good. So when he would talk to these college recruiters, Central Michigan, Eastern Michigan, Western, Michigan State. You can look it up. I know you think I'm lying. You can look it up. Iowa State. All of these schools come in. They get a list of recruits, top recruits. They go across the country because I've talked to these college recruiters. When I just graduated college and came back, I coached with my position coach. I had a chance to see high school athletes from around the country come to a Division One school. We look at your height, your size, your weight. Were you productive? How are your grades? Are you a good citizen in your community? Okay? There's a lot of factors. So I grabbed all this in my brain and I was planting those seeds in my son when he was little. You're going to be successful. Keep working hard. Okay? He listened. He's like 6'3", 6'4", 235, edge rusher. Fast, quick, double earrings, the hair, the man bun, long. You can see I'm like I'm a D lineman. I'm thick. My son is lean and thick. Okay. I was on that edge and I had 4.7 speed. Low, high, 4.65, 4.63. He's got 4.59, 4.57 speed. He's a quick, fast guy. I'm a power guy, rip, jam you. He's a fast, quick guy, but he's going against guys 2.8. I'll put it to you like this. When I played, a 250 to 275 pound guy was like normal. Today, 300, 310, 320, 340. So he's going against guys that have him almost by 100 pounds. But he's a 450 bench presser. He's squatting over 600. He ran a 4.58 at his pro time for the Texans. We got it all on video, bro. He jumped in his vertical 35 or 37. His broad jump 10.3, 10.4, right? These are the numbers that Alabama athletes, Michigan athletes, okay? He bench pressed 225 21 times. 21 times. So, like JJ Watt, he was like 6'5". He bench pressed 225, 28, 29 times. He jumped like 39 or 40 in the vertical. He jumped 10.9, 11 feet. Do you understand the numbers that you have to have? But you can have numbers, but if you're not productive in college, you might get a tryout. You might get invited to a combine. It's tough. And they're cutting a lot of NFL guys. The Canadian League trials are over. Okay? But they're going to be guys coming in, like my son. He went down to Texas. He got a phone call. Can he come down here? He made $1,000. He didn't play this game, but he made it because guys get hurt all the time. Look at the Detroit Lions. Okay? Look at Hutch. He's coming back. All the news you hear, who's going to be the edge rusher? Houston. They traded him to Cleveland. No cap. Houston came from the HBCU. So if you're good enough to make it to the NFL, you got to stay and lock onto a team. You got to bring value. If your contract is too much, they're going to trade you or deny your fifth-year option. But also, you got to have market value. So my son is kind of in this journey right now, and the window of time is closing. It's really tight. And you got to realize it's time for me to be an adult. It's time for me to get a job. So I'm talking to you real, okay? So I'm sharing this journey with you for motivation. If you got a niece or a nephew and they have special talents, pour into them. Tell them, watch this, right? Pour into them. Because it's a wonderful journey, and a lot of these young people just need someone positive. You can make it. Hey, I'm going to this football camp. Ball out. One of my students, like 6'4", he shoots 3 balls. He had a heart condition. Okay? His heart was beating over 200 beats per minute. They had to shock part of his heart to kill it because his heart was overbeating. Yes. Okay? He's being recruited. He's going into his sophomore year. Okay? So a lot of you don't even understand about what it takes to make it to that college level, what it takes to get to that pro level. I'm seeing it. It's all about connections. It's all about showing up, getting video, marketing yourself. I want to say I love all of you. Thank you for listening, and hopefully you're motivated. And take this journey and sprinkle it in and have positive manifestation. So I want to say thank you. Look at this video. Bye.